Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a Shadow Paladin deck of my Phantom Blaster Dragon, incorporating cards from Team Dragon's Vanity, so meaning some of the Claret Sword stuff will be in this deck. So how I play this deck is by using Phantom Blaster Dragon as my first ride, and I use Cleric Sword as my finisher. That's how I built this deck to be. I'm not going full Cleric Sword because full Cleric Sword is inconsistent, so I'm not going there. And I don't want to waste money on the Phantom Blaster Dragon, so that's why I'm going Phantom Blaster Dragon. So let's just get started. So first, of course, you run your main first ride target, Phantom Blaster Dragon. So of course, it has the skill of Counterblast 1, once per turn, retire 3 units, and then plus 15k, 1 crit, and then retire 3. Your opponent chooses 3 of your units to retire, and then second effect, if you have a grade 3 in Soul, you can Soul Blast it. And if your opponent has no rear guards, your opponent takes damage. So, but I mainly use this for the first ride, as a first ride for the first effect of gaining 15k on 1 crit, because that actually gives a lot of pressure. So that's pretty much the main reason. And then for one of my second ride targets, I run the Gust Blaster Dragon. So its effect is when this card attacks, you can counterblast 1, retire 2 rear guards, and then choose one of your opponent chooses one of the rear guards and retire, and you draw a card. And then plus 10k. And then the second skill, if you have a Blaster in Soul, which is the main reason why you want to first ride these, it gets 1 critical for each card that you retire. And it doesn't have to be by its own effect as long as it's retired by anything. So if your opponent still has low damage, you use this. And now for my finisher, and this is from Team Dragon's Vanity. I don't run 3. I was thinking about running 3, but I used 2 Claret Sword Dragon. This is for finisher purposes, so its skill is, when placed on Vanguard, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, mill as many grade 1s as possible, and for each one you mill plus 10k until the end of the turn. And then the second skill, which is the main skill that you want to focus on to finish off your opponent, at the end of the battle this card attacks, you can counterblast 1, bind 7 grade 1s. That's the main reason why I don't want to go full Claret Sword, because you want to go, because if you're too focused on it, you're going to be having too many grade 1s and it's just inconsistent. So you bind your 7 grade 1s, stand this unit, and drive -1. So it's a good finisher. And I think this is better than Danger Lunge as a finisher, because 2 attacks is much more effective than Guard Restrict. So yeah. So that's my grade 3 lineup. For my grade 2 lineup, Victory cannot go without Blaster Dark, so I still run 3 Blaster Dark, and if you play early game, if you go first, usually you should get the Twin Drive effect if your opponent has no rear guards, and if your opponent does have a rear guard for some reason, you can counterblast 1 to retire it. And it kind of goes well with Phantom Blaster Dragon too if you ended up second riding that. And then next, I don't like this card, but I still run it because I run Karen as well. Maka, you just Spirit Call a grade 1 from your hand, draw a card plus 5k, and that's the main reason why I don't like this card, because you have to Spirit Call from your hand to get a plus, which is the main reason why I just don't like this card. But I'm running this because I run Karen, and that Karen for that counter charging is very helpful for resources, so it's better than nothing. And then for my last of my grade 2s, I run the 3 Dark Pride Dragon, which is also from Team Dragon's Vanity, so its skill is when placed. Mill the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you manage to mill grade 1, mill the top 3 cards of your deck plus 5k, and you manage to mill grade 1, you can counterblast 1 to draw a card. You can run Dark Heart Trumpeter instead, and I was thinking about it, because it does Superior Call a card directly, but the thing is, I still run Claret Sword Dragon as well, so you kind of want to have those grade 1s in the drop zone at the same time. But this card can still be very helpful too. Dark Heart Trumpeter can still be less useful at times at the same time. So that's my grade 2 lineup. That's just 10 grade 2s, so of course I'm going to be ending up with 15 grade 1s. I still run the Transient Revenger Masquerade, which gains 3k when you boost. And then the second skill, you can counterblast 1, put its soul, and Spirit Call Blaster Dark from your drop zone, and then plus 5k for it. So this card can help you in some things, and just like I said, I run the 4 Karens for countercharging purposes when Spirit Called by ability. And the only one that could really Spirit Call it right now is Maka. So for countercharging purposes, because you do need the countercharging, I have faced issues when I don't run this card with Maka for countercharging, so you just need the countercharging. And you don't use soul in this deck too, other than with this card, so you are able to use this too. And without much issues anyway. And then, so for another Team Dragon's Vanity card, I run the new Brandwin, Grade 3 Searcher, plus 5 KBF 3 or more Grade 1s in Drop Zone. Grade 3 Searching because Grade 3 Searching. And then for my most important Grade 1, and it's very expensive, although not the time when I bought it, Skull Witch Nemen, which of course you can rest it to Spirit Call another 5k unit from your deck, but it can only be used once per turn. And then Bladewing Swordbreaker, or Blackwing Swordbreaker, which you can, when placed, counterblast 1, draw a card, and if it was placed from hand plus 5k, it's just another target for Nemen. And this is why I'm also thinking about running Dark Heart Trumpeter, because I do run enough 5ks, and sometimes Nemen is your essential engine for pretty much your whole deck to, pretty much function, or at least your main plus engine. But other than that, I think this deck is actually still functional right now. And then of course I run the starter, draw 1 card, and then your 8 crits, because there's really no other options right now. And then the 4 draw PGs with the 4 heals. So that's it for the deck profile. So if you want to be saving money on all the Phantom Blaster Dragons that you paid for, here's the deck for you. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this, and see you guys next time.